Good afternoon.
Hello there. How may I help you?
Tell me something about yourself.
Me? I'm a book lover through and through. I've worked here for more years than I care to tell you. I love it here. I wouldn't change my job for anything in the world.
Don't say that too loud, or your boss will hear and take advantage of it.
No, I'm not afraid of that. He's a very sweet young man, like yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. I'd like to use a computer.
Of course, sir. May I please see your library card?
I actually don't have one, but I need to use a computer. It's urgent.
I am sorry, but the computers are for members of this library only.
I'll be quick, I promise. I can pay you.
I'm sorry, that's impossible. Rules are rules, no exceptions.
Okay, I'd like to sign up for a library card then.
I apologize, but you'll have to wait until tomorrow.
Why is that?
Because the only librarian who can register new members is Hillary, and today is her day off.
You're kidding. Is there any way I can access a computer without a card?
Sorry, dear, no.
What can you tell me about this library?
This building has a long history. One of the men who helped build this city founded it more than 200 years ago.
That's impressive.
The library does need renovations, though. When Elmstadt was running for mayor, he promised a new wing would be constructed. I am so sad he passed away.
So am I. I have to go now.
Goodbye, dear.
Excuse me.
Yes?
What are you doing?
Can't you see I'm rather busy?
I apologize, sir. Can I help you somehow?
Pfft, I deeply doubt that.
Why is that?
Because no one can help me, unless you're a psychic.
What do you mean?
I am looking for something that is impossible to find.
I see. What can you tell me about this library?
It's the oldest in the city. Been here for at least a century. They've updated it and modernized it, of course. But you can still feel the history in the walls. I love that about this place.
I know what you mean. I feel it too. I thought I was the only one.
This is a magical place. I spend all my time here. Best thing about being a bookworm is that no matter how many hundreds of books you may have read, there are always thousands more right there waiting for you.
Exactly, my friend. You understand. Let me help you, please. But you have to tell me what it is you're looking for.
I am looking for a woman I met more than 10 years ago.
And these are...
Phone books, yes. All I know is that her name is Mary.
That's all you know? There's no way you'll be able to find her like this. There are dozens of phone books here, and each must have hundreds of Marys in them.
And I call each and every one of them.
Well, you were probably right. I don't see how I can help.
If only I had an older version of these phone books. They used to organize them by district, and that would be much easier. I know she lived in the Fleetwood district.
I'll see what I can do. See you for now.
Bye.
Here, sir. Try this.
My goodness! This is the version I was looking for. Where did you get it?
In an old place.
So, let me see. No. Look at this! There is only one Mary in the Fleetwood district. This must be her. Thank you very much, young man. Is there any way I can do something for you?
Actually, you could help me with something. I need to access the computer, but I'm not a member of the library.
No problem, my friend. Here, You can borrow my card.
Thank you kindly, sir.
I can finally call her now.
So I have a card. Can I use the computer now?
Of course, dear. Let me see. Wait a minute. This is not your card. This is Jake's card.
Yeah, he lent it to me. Just for today. Is that okay?
Jake, did you loan your membership card to this gentleman?
Yes, I did. He's a wonderful young man, and I owe him one.
Okay, if Jake says it's all right, you can use the computer.
Thank you very much. Here's something. February 1983. Will the killing ever stop? Last night, another politician was found dead. Stephen Broadman, a top advisor to the mayor, was murdered in his summer home just a few miles outside the city. This marks the 6th murder in 2 years of individuals connected to the mayor or the city council. Detective Howard J. Proctor, the head of the investigation, said in a statement, "We are working with our best men, and I can assure you we are very close to ending this madness." Detective Proctor declined to comment on whether the killings might be politically motivated, or if the police have discovered any other connections between the murders. Interesting. I better find out more about this Detective Proctor. He may have some useful information. First, I need to find out where he lives. There's only one person who can help me with that. Here's your card, sir. Thank you very much for the favor.
Thank you, my boy.
Hey, Judy. Can you run a name for me?
Who is it?
A detective who worked on the old murder cases from the 80s. His name is Proctor. Heard of him?
Proctor. Sounds familiar.
I want to pay him a visit if he's still in the city. Can you get me his address?
Just a second. Alrighty, Howard James Proctor, former detective, studied criminal justice, okay. Married, wife deceased, blah, blah, blah. Yep, here it is. Got a pen handy? It's 76 Maple Street, apartment A.
Thank you, Judy. I owe you one.
You owe me a few now. Good luck.
Hello? Who's there?
Are you all right?
Help me, please.
How can I help?
I'm having a seizure. I need my pills.
I'll call an ambulance.
No! Do not call anyone. I'd rather die than go to the hospital.
What do you need me to do?
Go to the pharmacy. It's just down the street. Get me heparin. Please hurry.
Okay, I'll be back as soon as possible. Good afternoon.
Hello. What can I do for you?
I need medicine. Heparin. Right away.
Do you have a prescription?
No, I don't. But a man is in serious danger.
Yeah, sure. A man is in danger. Never heard that one before.
What?
We don't just hand out drugs to junkies here. You need a prescription.
You don't understand. It's not for me. This man could die.
No prescription, no medicine. I'm sorry.
How can you be so cruel? How can you live with yourself?
Easy. I wake up, come to work, and do my job. And my job is to provide medicine to people who actually need it.
How can I prove to you it's really for my friend?
By providing a prescription.
This is hopeless. I need to get it another way. I should go now.
Goodbye.
Here.
Why didn't you say you work for us?
I'm happy to say you passed the test.
What test?
I'm the regional pharmacy inspector. You didn't sell me the pills, which is correct. You shouldn't sell anything to anyone without a prescription. Keep up the good work.
Oh, thank you.
Although I do have a friend who needs his heparin. That won't be a problem, will it?
Of course not. I have it right here.
Thank you. I'm giving you a perfect score on this review. I should go now.
Goodbye.
I came back with your pills.
Please, come in. Please, give me my pills.
Here you are, sir.
I cannot thank you enough for what you've done for me, my boy.
Of course. It was no trouble.
If you hadn't passed by, I don't know what would have happened. Please, have a seat. You're not one of those Jesus freaks, are you? Or here to get me to sign a petition against war in the Middle East? Because I'm so very tired of those people.
No, nothing like that.
So, what brings you to an old, lonely man's home? You're not a thief, I know that much. Or you would have ransacked the place and left me for dead.
No, I just came to ask you a few questions.
Very well. Let's have a seat then.
Thank you. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Of course not.
You were a detective once, weren't you?
Yes, I was. Why do you ask?
I've read a lot about you.
Oh, you have you? I didn't think anyone gave a damn about the old schoolers.
You were a hell of a detective back in the day. One of the best.
I don't know about all that. It was a job. I did it better than most, I suppose.
I'm sure you heard about the death of Carl Elmstadt.
Of course, it was all over the news. I understand they caught the bastard. He deserves to rot in prison. Though nowadays, prison is for girls. These degenerates spend all day watching TV, going to the gym, studying. Ha! Might as well be a spa resort. Back in my day, prison was hell. If you murdered a good man like Carl Elmstadt, you were made to feel the full, brutal force of the law. Who's Elmstadt to you?
I'm Richard Elmstadt, his son.
Oh, I'm so sorry, my boy. I can't imagine your pain.
But you can help me.
How's that?
Can't you see it? The mayor promises change and reform. Then, he's assassinated. Sound familiar?
You're referring to the cases I closed more than 30 years ago. They were solved, my boy. What does your father have to do with them?
The same people did it. You know it.
Know what?
There is a secret society that rules this city. They're not elected. They exist in the shadows.
You're drawing conclusions based on conspiracy theories.
Am I?
Either way, your father's case is closed. They caught his killer. What else is there to do?
I can't let them get away with this.
And you plan to reopen the investigation all by yourself? That's madness.
Help me or don't. You can't change my mind.
I was a young man with crazy ideas once, too. If some old man told me it was impossible, I told him to shove off, and did it anyway. Very well. I will help you if I can.
This was no ordinary break-in. It was a planned assassination, just like in the cases you worked so many years ago.
Those cases are closed. Cold-blooded thieves in the night, nothing more.
But you don't believe that. You're not on the force anymore. You don't have to lie to me. At this point, you're only lying to yourself.
All right, but what I'm about to tell you has never been proven. I came close a few times, but my superiors wouldn't hear of it. They even tried to suspend me for talking about it.
I'm listening.
There is a group of people. They rule this city from the shadows. They control everything. If you step out of line, they will kill you.
I knew it.
As I said, I could never prove any of it. No one was allowed to investigate any case relating to the matter. I had to turn a blind eye. I had to carry on as though I knew nothing.
But who are these people? Are they mobsters? A secret society?
I really don't know. I only know they exist and that they've been here for decades.
You must know more.
There were rumors that they moved through the city using underground tunnels, but that's impossible, and I never found any reason to believe that was true. That's all I know, my boy.
Thank you, sir. This has been very helpful. What about those murders you investigated back in the 80s? They were similar to my father's case, weren't they?
Somewhat.
Tell me what you know. Please. You caught 4 of these murderers. They must have told you something.
No one said anything. Most of them died before I had the chance to question them. I believe there is only one still alive, but...
What?
It's pointless to speak to him.
Why? Who is he?
His name is Michael Coltrane, but everyone just calls him Crazy Mike. Spends all day rambling about aliens or monsters or some nonsense like that. After we arrested him, we had him institutionalized.
What can you tell me about this Crazy Mike?
He was once a very talented assassin. Killed a lot of politicians across South America and Europe in the 80s. His psychiatrist claims he had an epiphany. He suddenly realized the horrors of his profession, and snap! He couldn't take the guilt. He went insane.
Is he still in the same prison hospital?
As far as I know. Why?
I want to talk to him.
And what do you plan to do? Kick down the door and demand to question a lunatic? They'll lock you up with him. You can't just visit a place like that. And even if you do see him, he won't tell you a thing. I can still picture the crazy look in his eyes when we busted his apartment. And the smell! He hadn't gotten up off the floor in a week. Pissed all over himself. Couldn't even speak except for some gibberish about the monsters. He was terrified. We never could get a confession out of him. Couldn't even get him to say a proper sentence. I can't imagine they cured him in that hospital.
Still, I need to speak to him. It could help me a lot.
You can try, but I wouldn't if I were you.
I appreciate your help.
Of course.
Thank you for your time, sir. I'll let you be now.
No trouble at all. It was a pleasure to meet you, Richard. Good luck with your investigation. And thanks again for helping me. You're a good man.
Don't mention it. Hello, officer.
Good afternoon, sir. Can I help you?
I'm here to visit Michael Coltrane.
And you are?
A friend of his.
Mr. Coltrane is not allowed visitors. There's been a court order.
I really need to see him. It's urgent.
No exceptions, sir. The only people allowed to see him are his doctors and those with explicit permission from the court. I cannot let you in.
I see. Hey, Judy.
Hello, Richie.
I need you to help me forge something.
Again? You're really enjoying this newfound life of crime, aren't you?
I prefer to think of myself as a detective.
And where do the clues lead today, Sherlock?
Prison hospital. I want to talk to Michael Coltrane.
Michael Coltrane. Michael Coltrane. Crazy Mike?
That's the one. You know him?
Of course, he was a modern-day Jack the Ripper. At least that's what the papers called him in the 80s. You want to talk to this guy? You're insane.
Thanks for the encouragement.
Just saying, he went on a killing spree through the city. What does he have to do with your case?
Detective Proctor told me he was the killer in the last of the political assassinations. He might be able to tell me something. Problem is, he went insane just before they caught him.
Huh. Wow. Look at you, knowing all the top secret information before me. I'm a little jealous.
I'm starting to get the hang of this. You think you can forge some paperwork to get me in?
Sure, give me a second. This should get you access to most of the prison wing. It's a clearance pass for a visiting psychiatrist. The guard won't look twice at it. Just don't forget, your name is Dr. Frank Villarmo.
You're my hero, Judy. What would I do without you? You know, not many people would help someone like me. Not after I left everyone I love. After I left you.
Richard, I don't know if I can ever forgive you. I hoped that you would come back one day, but when you disappeared, that hurt. That hurt for a long time. Seeing you again is a little like picking at the scars, you know?
If you want me to leave...
No, stay. I need to know why you left. I need to hear you say it.
I told you. I had my reasons.
Richard, I don't care what you say. Just don't avoid the question anymore. Why did you leave?
It happened gradually. I felt myself pulling away from everyone. Getting further and further. And then I reached a point when I couldn't speak to anyone.
Why not?
I was depressed. I would lie awake all night, unable to sleep. And when the morning came, I couldn't get out of bed.
That's why you wouldn't sleep here?
I didn't want to put that on you.
You could have told me. I could have helped. We all could have. Patricia, Miranda, everyone.
I know. I chose to be alone. But then being alone became too much. I couldn't escape the feeling. I started
What? Tell me.
sleeping with my models. I thought it would cure my depression, and it would work for a little while. I would forget how I felt. I'd forget everything. I would convince myself I was happy again. But before the night was over, everything would come crashing down on me again.
Richard,
Don't think you weren't good enough. I cared about you, I did. But once I started with that, I couldn't look you in the eye. I was so ashamed. Then I ran away, so that I wouldn't have to see you. You, or anyone else. I don't want forgiveness. I don't deserve that. And after I finish investigating my father's murder, I'll leave. I won't bother you again.
I had no idea. I'm glad you told me. Thank you. Thank you for being honest.
It's the least I can do. I'll talk to you soon. I should go.
Sure.
Hello, sir. I am Dr. Frank Villiarmo. I would like to examine Michael Coltrane.
Good afternoon, Doctor. Let me see. All right, you're good to go. Are you new? Haven't seen you here before.
Yes, I've just arrived from the University of Alabama to study Mr. Coltrane. He is a fascinating subject, I must say.
You could say that. Just be careful. The glass is bulletproof, so you're safe, but he does try to intimidate new people.
Don't worry. I'm used to that.
Can I be honest with you, Doctor?
Of course.
This guy is mentally ill. I mean, seriously deranged. I don't understand why you're all so fascinated by him.
The most disturbing cases are always the most interesting.
I'll say this. He has gotten better over time. Been here 30 years. And when he's medicated, he can at least speak coherently.
The treatments are working then.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, good luck.
Thank you.
Hello? My name is Richard. I know you don't believe me, but I need your help.
No, not another shrink. I had enough of you people. I'm not crazy. I know what I saw.
I'm not a doctor, Michael. I just want to hear your story. I want to know what you saw back in the 80s.
I already told my story 1,000 times. They got it on tape and everything. Ask one of your shrink friends to play it for you.
I told you, Michael, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, right. Ain't nobody come through here but doctors and guards. Beat it, Doc.
You're right. I'm not supposed to be here. I forged documents and snuck in just to see you. My father was killed.
I don't know you. I don't know your father. Not my problem.
He was killed by the same people who hired you all those years ago.
And what do you want from me? I can't help you.
You're the only witness still alive.
You think I know something?
I know something happened to you. You're not the same man you once were. The people who killed my father, they changed you.
Well, that may be true, but it doesn't matter. Nobody believes me.
I do.
Hold up, if you ain't a cop, and you ain't a doctor, how did you find out about me?
Detective Proctor told me about you.
Proctor, yeah, that guy, he's still alive.
More or less. Listen, Michael, I risked a lot just coming here. You're the only one who can help me. Please, I beg you. Tell me everything you know about these people. I don't think you're crazy. I trust you. So please, trust me.
All right then.
You've been locked away a long time, so you probably don't know. But you're kind of famous. You were one of the best at your job. Some might even say you were a legend.
Me? A legend, really?
Look, I don't condone what you did, but I am impressed you managed to get so close to so many important people. Politicians, world leaders. It's not easy.
I was good, wasn't I? But I hated every second of it.
So why did you do it?
The money, why else? 800,000 to kill one guy? People on the street kill for a few dollars. I thought of myself as a higher class of killer. But a legend? I never thought I'd be a legend.
Tell me exactly what happened.
I remember like it was yesterday. By that time, I already had 3 kills in the books and a nice pile of money in the bank. So I said to myself, that's it. I'm done. Then this guy, all dressed in black, shows up one day, says he'll pay me 800 grand to kill some guy. He puts 100 grand in cash right there in front of my hand and says, this is just for listening to me. You'll get the rest when the job's done. So I agreed. I'd do one more job.
Who did you have to kill?
The target was some guy I'd never heard of, but apparently he was famous. Some kind of president of the Peace of America organization. Tyler Green, if I remember right. To this day, I don't know why this hippie was so important.
Tyler Green was the man who inspired my father's entire political philosophy.
The pieces start to fall together. So I did the job. The guy in black said to meet him in this shack way out on the outskirts of the city. He asked for pictures, for proof. Oh God, no, not again.
What's wrong?
I'll see it again. No, get out of my head.
Michael, look at me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I have these seizures, as the shrinks call them.
Are you okay to keep talking?
Sure, where was I? Oh yeah, the guy in black says how satisfied they are with my work. Says they got my money right there. But first, he wants to sit and talk. He says they want me to work for them full time, but doesn't say who they are. By this point, I don't really care. Mafia, CIA, the Russians, whatever. I just wanted to get my money and get out of there. And then it happened. The room was quiet. Kinda like this room right now. But then it got too quiet. No sound at all. He started talking again, but his mouth was closed.
What do you mean?
God help me, I never experienced anything like it. He told me they needed me. They wanted me to be one of them.
Who were they?
I don't know, he just kept sending his thoughts to my head, and I heard every word just as I can hear you now. But that wasn't the worst of it. Someone else was talking. At first I thought they were in the room too, but there was nobody there. He spoke to me. He tried to convince me. He showed me pictures in my head. He showed me their incredible wealth, the power they had. He showed me how they control the world. I saw it all with my head, as if I'd experienced it myself. Like a memory, these people are not from this world. They're monsters, aliens from another planet. I started screaming. I left the money on the table and ran. And the whole time I was running, I could hear the voices in my head. The voices started speaking some nonsense language, whispering like they were right next to me. I went back to my apartment and lay on the floor for what must have been days.
Do you still hear them, Michael?
I heard them for a week or two after that. Then all of a sudden they stopped. But sometimes...
What?
Sometimes I see things.
What things?
Things not of this world. We are slaves, Richard. I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want to see these things. I envy those I killed. Living in this hell is my true punishment.
Don't worry, Michael. Everything will be all right.
You don't know how often I hear that phrase. It's never gonna be all right. Never. Not as long as they exist.
He may be hiding something important. I should check out Coltrane's apartment in case there's any evidence left behind. That is, if the apartment still exists. That's it for now.